All right, my music plans have failed, but another time. All right, so welcome to Flow with Meditation. I'm Danny. I'll guide your practice today. And most important thing is take care of yourself, honor your body. I'll give you lots of options throughout our practice time. And yeah, take care of yourself, whether you're here or at home. If you are at home and you can, if you have some props available to you, something like 2 blocks or something to support your knees, blanket or cushion, that works, we'll use that. And yeah, one of the things I was thinking about today was I was doing a little workout and just thinking about the importance of the core as a place of stability, of power, and really just that place of strength and connection. So we're going to work a little bit with that in our practice today, coming into the connection of this center place of the body. And I'm pointing here, but actually the core is often thought about as just the abdominals, but it actually wraps all the way back around to the low back. So the concept of the core is actually much larger than just the abdominal muscles. So we'll play with all of those. Okay, so to start out, let's start out in a puppy stretch. So the knees are going to come onto the earth, and this is where, especially if you're in a hard floor, give yourself some added support for the knees. The hips stay in line with your knees, and the arms extend out in front, but we'll do the more relaxed version of this pose. The arms relax, feel free to space out the shoulders, forehead to the ground. And know that you can position your arms in any which way, so drawing the palms together to touch also works as you settle here. If the forehead isn't comfortably reaching the earth, feel free to use your forearm as a little shelf of support or insert another prop like a block or cushion underneath of your forehead. Ensure that your nose has some freedom and your mouth from the earth, just so you can breathe. And from there, gradually take a deep, full breath, either through your nose or your mouth. Exhale it out, open mouth, letting go any tension from your day. And again, deep, full breath. Exhale it out to let it go. And from here, take note of the places that your body is making contact with the ground. And give yourself a little bit of time to arrive here into the space, wherever else you've been today in activity or conversation. Whether your day has been more on the lovely side, or maybe you've been navigating some challenge, or could be that you had a more neutral day somewhere in the middle, honoring that. One more deep breath in. And with the exhalation, again, letting the breath go. And gradually, if you have a prop there for your forehead, remove it out to the side. Activate through your hands, and gradually rise up into a tabletop position, knees under your hips, knees and hands under your shoulders. Inhale to float your right leg long behind you. Take a moment to point your toes back, stretch the underside of your knee. Exhale, release your knee down to the earth. Inhale, left leg presses back behind, point your toes. On an exhale, release your knee down to the ground. With inhale, tip your tail back, collarbones broad forward, cow stretch. Exhale, round your back body, chin to sternum, scoop your tailbone under. And flow here with your rhythm and breath. Start to cultivate a fuller breath here, diaphragmatic breathing, whole body woken up through the actions of a fuller breath here. Let the motion be your own. You can always back off the full range of the extension and flexion. And as you continue to undulate here a few more rounds, take time to create focus, direction, purpose for your time here today. So it could be around this idea of connecting to the power center of your core. If that doesn't fully resonate, set a focus that works for you. One more time with the inhale as you come forward into your next cow stretch. Use your exhale to return your low back to a neutral place. Step your knees just a tad behind of your hips, curl your toes under, fire up through your finger pads. Inhale to press, knees off of the earth, shift your hips back for downward facing dog. Everything's engaged here, inner arms, inner legs. Start to bend one knee at a time, walk out through your down dog. Stay connected with your breath, head and neck relax. And slowly here, allow the movement of the legs to come to a pause. Press your hips back, whole spine long. Again, stay engaged with the arms. Continue to activate through your breath. One more inhale. With the exhale, look out in front. Make your way as many steps as it takes you to come up to the front edge of your space. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale to elongate, halfway up. Spine long like an L. Exhale to fold back down. Again, inhale to elongate, halfway up. Knees welcome to bend here for length support. Exhale to fold. Inhale to elongate partway. With your exhalation, bend your knees, shift the weight back, root down. Inhale, sprout up, legs long, arms follow all the way to standing. Exhale, lower your hands down through heart center, arms relaxed by the side of your body. Take your feet out wider here, toes open at 45 degrees or so. Totally fine if you come off of your mat for this part as well if you're using one. Inhale, sweep, arms rise to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees, sink down, inner leg strong, starting to fire up through the quads, calves, in breath to lift, exhale to lower. With your exhale, next cycle, sink into your legs. Doesn't have to be super deep. Inhale, just the arms follow back up to the sky. With exhale, lean over to the right side, one hand to belly, other hand up and over. Inhale through center, exhale, arc opposite way. Move with your own breath and rhythm here. Final cycle to whichever side you end up in. Inhale to return back up through center, straighten through your legs. Exhale, hands lower down through heart center, arms space out. Roll your shoulders here, up, back, and down. And from there, pause, shoulders onto your back body. Stay with the breath. Inhale, arms sweep. Back to the sky. Exhale, sink once again into your legs. Both hands land onto your thighs. Inhale to lengthen through your side body. Exhale, left shoulder leads the way as you twist right. Doesn't have to be super deep here either. Inhale through middle. Exhale, rotate and explore to the left. Continue to move your own exploration here. Twist through your ribs. And keep your awareness at the center body, both forward, back, and the sides. Notice the way that the core moves as you move. One more time to whichever side you're at. With an in-breath, return back to center. Use your exhale, sink a little bit more into your legs. Inhale to lift back up, arms sweep to the sky. Exhale, this time hand palms at heart center. Inhale to float, your palms open, right, left. Exhale, take both hands down. Inhale, sweep, arms back up to the sky. With exhalation, arms forward this time, lower into your legs, into the squat here. Inhale, breath, reach out in front. And with the exhalation, take hands towards center of body. Inhale, expand out. Exhale to draw in, hands to fist. A few more cycles here, honoring the heat in your legs. One more time, breath to extend. Exhale, hands to center. Root down, inhale, rise back up to the sky. Optional, open mouth, exhale, sounder sigh, let it go, little ha. Relax the arms, readjust your feet back to hip distance apart at the front edge of your space, forward fold. Not forward fold, standing, that's where we're going. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now hinge at your hips, fold forward. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway up. With exhalation, fold back down to the earth. If you have your blocks available here, place them by the side of your feet. Step your right foot back behind you. Sink into your front thigh. Gradually lower your back knee down to the earth. Inhale to lift, hips to center, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands lower down to heart space. Inhale to lift, arms rise to the sky. With your exhalation, this time lean your torso forward 45 degrees, arms back behind like wings. Inhale back up through center. With exhalation, lower both hands onto your front thigh. Inhale, back leg super strong, lift your back leg high. Again, lean a little forward. Exhale, step up, front edge of your space, right into forward fold. Inhale to elongate halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the way back, legs strong. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart space, lower down, arms open. Inhale, sweep, arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hands fold back to the earth, hinge and fold, forward bend. Inhale to elongate halfway up. Exhale, dive back down, supportive block. Step your left foot back behind here. Gradually lower back knee down to the earth. Legs stay strong, hips square. In breath, lift your torso. Knee down, lunge. Breath in. With the exhalation, lean forward 45 degrees or so. Arms expand out like wings, length through the side of your neck. Deep breath. Inhale to rise back up with the arms. Exhale, lower one hand to your side, then the other. Back leg super strong on an inhale, lift slowly. Exhale, step up front edge of your space, right into forward bend. Inhale to lengthen halfway up. With the exhalation, bend your knees, shift the way back. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, stay upright this time. Hands lower to your low back here, elbows mirror each other. Root into your feet. Inhale, lift up and out of your waist. Gradually begin to lean back through your mid and upper back. Gentle baby back bend here. If your neck feels spacious, you can begin to lift the gaze higher up, but stay super mindful. So very little pressure on the tiny cervical discs of the upper spine. Inhale, return back through middle. Exhale, hinge right at your hips, fold into forward bend. Inhale to elongate halfway up. With exhale, fold forward if your blocks are there, move them to the side. Step back, hips high, hands plant, downward facing dog. Take a moment to stabilize, to take note where your mind is at here. If your thoughts are overtaking you, opportunity to come back to body sensations, breath. With an inhalation, gradually roll your whole spine, draw your body forward, one long line into high plank pose. Slowly release your knees onto the ground. Bring one forearm down, then the other forearm down. Interlace your hands here, tuck your pinky finger under so it's not smushed on the ground. Create a shoulder to elbow alignment so you're really strong here in this triangular stance. And from there, start to experiment. One knee lifts off of the earth, then the other knee off of the ground. You might need to adjust the arm back to create again that long line of energy into a forearm plank. From there, lower your knees down, lift the knees up. So a little tap dance routine. Stay with your breath. This is a beautiful option to build a little fire, the tap dance. If you want a more fire, lift your knees to hover. If less fire, keep the knees on the ground longer before you lift them. Stabilizing here, relax your mouth and jaw. So especially in this position, you might start to notice what's happening in your low back. Stabilize there. So wherever you're at, tap dance or sustaining will be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep breath in first. Exhale to release. Your knees onto the ground, hips to knees, arms count out in front, puppy stretch. Keep the arms active this time. Fingertips press forward, hips back, head relaxed. One deep breath. Exhale to let it go. Gently release hands. Come back towards you, rise up, tabletop. Energize finger pads, curl your toes. Inhale to lift, hips high. Returning to downward facing dog pose. Take a moment here in down dog. And with your inhale, right leg sweeps up to the sky in three-legged downward facing dog pose. Exhale, draw a little forward, shoulders to wrist, knee towards nose. Inhale, lift leg up to the sky. Exhalation again, knee towards nose. One more time, inhale, breath. Exhale, this time step your foot through in between your hands. Take your time. Stabilize your legs. In breath to rise up. Torso and arms to the sky. Crescent lunge. And check in here, especially if your low back is very curvy, your ribs are drawing forward. Bend your back knee a little bit, create more length in your tail to find your natural low back curve here. Deep connected breath. Exhale, lean your torso forward. Lots of options here. Hands can land onto your thigh. More fire, arms back behind. Lots of heat, arms out in front. So that's going to work the low back and abdominals the most, but stay mindful what option best serves you today. Wherever you're at, inhale, torso back to center. Exhale, spin your back foot down, open your hips wide, arms to T, warrior two stance. If your back hip is not happy here, take your foot out wider, shorten your stance a little bit. Legs can still stay super engaged. The hip will be a little less cranky. Arms to T, gaze out in front. Warrior two pose. Notice the way that the center of the body can serve as a hub to support the extremities of the arms, the legs. Envision channels of circulation, energy, blood flow running through the central area. With your inhale, straighten through your front leg, backhand dips, top arm up and over. Breathe into your side rib. The backhand can come onto your hip for added comfort as well. Reverse triangle pose. One more inhale. Exhale, resink into your front thigh. Lean forward, stretch out through your front fingertips. Forearm gradually lands onto your front thigh. Inhale, left arm to the sky. The opposite, yeah, that's it. Can stay right there, or for a little bit more side oblique activation, hover your right forearm off of your thigh. You can even place the hand onto the belly. Keep stable through the inner legs to protect the low spine. So especially if you're on a sticky mat, sometimes the legs can get lazy from the stick of the mat. So this is where you can envision you're on ice skates, drawing the ice skates towards each other to not slip. Inhale, rise back up through warrior two stance. Exhale, spin the hands all the way down to the earth. Step back, high plank, top of a push-up, deep breath. Knees can always come to ground for support. Otherwise, bend your elbows lower all the way to the earth. Here, uncurl your toes. Squeeze your glutes, hands by the side of your ribs. Inhale, pull forward for length, then at the height, cobra. Pulse out and back in if this is too heated. Otherwise, stabilize here. One more breath. Exhale to lower all the way down to the earth. Curl your toes under. You have two options here, either table or for more fire, lift your knees. Hug elbows strong. Inhale to lift, reverse plank pose or table. Exhale, shift back from either position, down dog pose. Deep connected breath. With your inhale, left leg rises to the sky, three-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, draw in, knee towards nose, finger pads alive. Inhale, left leg high. Continue two more times, your own rhythm. Final time as you draw in, step your left foot through. In between your hands, stabilize the legs, and breath to rise, hips square, ribs and arms to the sky, crescent lunge pose. Do a little check-in with your low back, option to bend your back knee, increasing a little bit of the scoop of the tail, or a low back natural curve. With out breath, lean forward, 45 degrees, either palms to thigh, arms by the side, or arms out in front, your choice. See where this side of the body is asking for. Inhale, return through middle space. Exhale, spin your back foot open, arms to T. Back foot can go out wider again for hip support, inner legs super strong. So as if you were hugging a very ginormous beach ball in between your legs. Option to gaze out in front. If your neck feels sensitive here, you can always look to center. Stay with the fullness of your breath. So the breath can support the nervous system to stay in a place of calm, place of stability. Inhale, front leg straighten, right hand to your hip, left arm up and over. Keep the side line here of your body stretch into the side space. Acknowledging your own range of motion here. Stay stable and strong. Inhale, breath. Exhale, resink into your front thigh. Lengthen out to your left fingertips. Find length first, then lower your left forearm down. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Long line from your back heel all the way to the top of your head. And if your forearm is on your thigh, notice if your left shoulder is collapsing down. So keep that buoyancy. Next level or layer of heat to hover left arm off of your thigh. Hand can come to the belly, ribs. Notice if you're clenching any facial muscles, relax them. Stay with the breath. Inhale to rise. Warrior two stance. Exhale, spin the hands all the way down to the ground. Step back, high plank pose, top of a push-up. Stabilize their breath first. Exhale, make your way down to the earth. Draw the arms back by the side of your body at about a 35-degree angle or so. Squeeze your inner legs just to hip distance. Scoop your tailbone a little bit here to fire up the abdominals. With the inhale, start to lift torso, legs, arms off of the earth. Exhale, land back down. As you do this, focus on length, more important than height here. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Option to stay in this up and down. Or next time you rise up and elongate, opportunity to build a little more fire as you sustain locust pose. Sustaining for another 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Either the palms come forward to support the chin here at center. Feel free to turn the head to one side if that's cozy for you. Take a moment of pause, of rest. If your head is to one side, rotate it in the other direction. Opportunity here to observe what's going on in your mind. If you're in a thought narrative that's outside of the space that you've carved out, no big deal, just an opportunity to invite your focus back. Gently return your head back to center, replant your hands by the side of your ribs, curl your toes under. Two options, either tabletop or lift your knees, reverse plank pose. Make your way hips high, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. With exhale, find your way. Take your time to the front edge of your mat once again. Forward bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back, root down. Inhale, rise, legs straighten, arms circle all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands lower down. Take your hands onto your hips. Find a place for balance to support you here on the earth. Shift the weight to your right leg, little micro bend in the knee. Inhale, lift your left knee, hip height. Activate through your leg, your toes rather. Lengthen your side body. Can stay there or layer the arms on. Elbows bend and the wrist bend, standing crane pose. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your foot down, hands back to your hips, gaze again, bend in your left knee to fire up leg muscles. Inhale, float, right knee hip height. Stay there or add on the arms. If you feel pretty stable here, you can always challenge your balance by taking the gaze to center or even to the sky. Super mindful of your standing leg. If it locks out, usually that deactivates the calf and quad and hamstring to support the stability, and the joint carries the weight of the posture. One more inhale. Exhale to release your foot down. Stay stable in the legs. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands lower through heart center. Relax your arms down. Return your hands back to your hips. Reactivate into your right leg. Bend your gaze to the earth. Inhale, left knee rises once again to hip height. This time, take your leg back behind you. Bend your knee back behind. Reach your hand to your foot, ankle, whatever feels comfortable here. Stay super strong at center body. Scoop your tail to tone the low belly. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, extend your right arm out in front. Start to lean just a little forward. Focus on elongation and arc. Back foot presses into your back hand. Baby dancer's pose. Micro bend in your standing leg. One more inhale. Exhale to release back through center. Take a moment to feel sensation, heat on your legs. And from there, switch sides. Hands to your hips. Little bend in your left knee. Inhale, float right knee hip height. Gradually draw the leg behind you. Reach for foot, ankle. Stabilize through center body. From there, inhale, left arm out in front. And like a bow that has traction, keep the engagement of your muscles super alive here. Press the foot back into your hand or your ankle into your hand. Elongate through your side body. One more in breath. Exhale to release. Foot down to the ground. Ensure you're at the front edge of your space. Inhale to sweep, arms back to the sky. Exhale, hands fold, heart center, forward bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold back down to the ground. Super mindful here. If you have props available and your knees are pretty good to go, bend your knees, shift the weight back, coming into a seat. Otherwise, step into tabletop, then swing your legs back and around to arrive at this position. From there, inhale to lengthen through your side body. Lean a little back, lift your feet off of the ground. Hands can stay behind the hamstrings or on top of the knees. If you want a little more fire, draw the arms out in front. One more inhale. Exhale, feet to the earth. Slide your hands behind your hamstrings, palms to forearms or elbows, round your whole body here. Take a little respite. Returning back through center space. Again, hug in towards center, lengthen from your low spine to the top of your head. With the inhale, float your feet off of the earth. Focus on center body here. So the core, front, back, and side supporting you. Arms out in front. Option for next layer here is to extend and hover above the earth. You don't have to go all the way down. So it can be whatever degree. Inhale to rise back up. Exhale again. So it's totally fine. This might be it right here. Exhale to draw in. Inhale to extend to your degree. Exhale to rise up. A few more cycles here. Play with your own range of motion. Final cycle here to draw back wherever you're at for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down onto the earth. Deep breath in. Optional open mouth exhale. Let it go. Sound or sigh. And take a moment of pause to feel, to notice. And from there, bring your hands somewhere on your belly or torso, feet to the earth, knees bent. Take your feet to the mat width distance. If you don't have a mat, just wider than hip distance apart. Gradually start to windshield wiper your legs. One knee to inner side of foot, then back to center, then opposite side. Let this be a gentle motion, releasing any tension from the lumbar spine, sacrum. On an in-breath, return back to center with your knees. Take your right ankle right to your left side below your knee. This might be plenty for the figure 4 stretch. If you do need a little more, lift your left foot off of the ground, check in here. Next layer, right hand through the window opening, left hand back behind of your hamstring. This is still not creating anything interesting for you. Start to use arm strength to hug your legs towards you, but at the same time press your sacrum into the earth, feet away from you. Stay with the breath here. Know that you can always engage in any little micro movements, little rocking movements as you explore the posture. And send the breath to any areas of tension. One more final breath in. With your exhalation, gradually release your right foot down to the earth. And take your left ankle to your right thigh, right below your knee. And check in again what is needed on this side, either staying here or taking any of the other posture options to support your stretch. Let go of any unnecessary holding in your mouth or jaw, temples. One more breath in. With exhale, gently release both of your feet back down to the ground. On the inhalation, take your hands behind your hamstrings, lift your feet skyward, point your toes to the sky, take a little elongation from your hips all the way up. On an exhale, bend your knees open wide to the right and left, feet to the sky, happy baby pose. Hands can stay on your knees, or the hands can rise up to the calves, ankles, only the soles of the feet, if you can keep your low back on the earth. This might be plenty of sensation. If you need more, start to tug your legs towards you down. Same time, feet press skyward up. You can remain static here, or if it is soothing for your low or your whole spine rather, feel free to do a gentle rock side to side. Final inhalation here. Exhale to hug your knees in towards center space. And as you embrace yourself here, take the next minute or two to listen to your own body and follow any movements or shapes, stretches that feel soothing for you, that feel right as we wind down towards the final resting pose. Knowing that if you want extra time in that resting spot, you can move there now as well. Otherwise, explore any movement. Welcome and honored here. If you're still in your own explorative movement, take the next 5 or so rounds of your breath to wind down. Otherwise, beginning to extend your legs long, making any adjustments that you need here for the final resting posture. Feel free to cover your body with any added layers or cover your eyes. If low back is not happy here, you can always bend your knees, take the feet out a little wider, and let one knee rest at the side of the other. And as you settle onto the earth here, give your body a chance to get even more comfortable. Any last adjustments that you need to make. Invite your toes and feet to soften. Relax any tension through your calves and knees, hamstrings, and quadriceps. And soften any tightness through low back, abdominal muscles, ribs. Let go of any tension through fingers and arms, your shoulders, neck, mouth and jaw, letting go. Relax through your eyelids, forehead. Full permission to be here and rest. And I'll be back to guide you out of this pose in a little bit of time. And very gradually become more aware of your body as you rest. Know that you can always stay right here for a little longer as we transition towards our meditation. If you are wanting to move into that, invite in a little bit of a deeper breath and a few gentle waking motions through fingers and toes. And take any other movements with your head and neck, mouth and jaw, and stretch of the arms overhead. And gently draw your knees into center as you roll over to one side or the other in a fetal position. And from this place of gratitude, find a way to lift your whole body back up and take a supportive seat here. Feel free to use any of your props that you have around you, particularly if your knees are rising up higher than your hips in the cross-legged seat. Usually indicates that some sort of a prop to sit on would be useful for your low back. As you settle into the seated space, relax your eyes partway or completely closed. Feel free to take your hands out wider or land one hand in the other at center. And keep the spinal column long, facial muscles relaxed. And settle here into one focal point to observe your breath, either the belly center, tips of the nostrils, or any other place that you have easeful access to observing the ebb and flow of inhale and exhale. At one point, when your mind has drifted to other thoughts, other conversations, opportunity to bring it back to the focal point you chose. Even if this happens over and over, let it be a little dance, noticing the mind travel and then kindly inviting it back in. Once more, check in where your mind's attention is at. Staying with this just a little bit longer. And very gradually allow the focus to drift into the background. Return your awareness to your physical body. Bring your palms to your heart space, or one hand flat on heart center, then the other hand on top of that. And check in with the effects of your practice this evening. To acknowledge your intention for this time, each other's company, this ability that we have to connect to our core, our center for strength, for stability. Gently bow your head to heart space. Celebrating and honoring your wisdom, your strength. Namaste. Take your time to relax your arms, take on some light with your eyes. And feel free to make any movements and go about your evening. If you have any questions, comments, say hello. Otherwise, take care. Have a great evening.